I want to help you understand the difference between religion and spirituality, because most of the time people confuse these two terminologies as one. They are not one. There's a difference. Okay? At the end of this video, we'll know the difference. Now, what is religion? Religion is simply a phenomenon, a belief system that is built on dogma, superstition, fear, and external authority. Therefore, it externalizes the divine. It makes God distant from you. It puts God in the sky. Then it sets up a system, a middleman system, where a particular religious leader then becomes the middleman between man and God. This is simply what religion means. And if you want to put it in another way, it is philosophical, okay, and not experiential. This is why in 2 Timothy 3 verse 5, it says, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. So religion collapses under scrutiny because its claims are often related to tradition and authority and not an inner experience. This is where spirituality comes in. What does spirituality mean? Spirituality is not religion. Spirituality is recognition that consciousness, awareness of being itself, is the divine creative power of life. It is not about rituals or rules, but about direct inner experience. And that's why when you go to Bible, verses like Luke 17:21, what does it say? It simply says the kingdom of God is within you. Within you. If you go to First Corinthians 3:16, what does it say? It say, know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwells in you. If you take it further to Colossians 1:27, it says, Christ in you, the hope of glory. Okay? Let me cite John, 1 John 4:4. What does it say? Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So here, when it comes to spirituality, the individual does not seek God through external system designed by mortal men, by a man basically, but realizes that awareness itself, awareness of being, that's your consciousness itself, is the divine. That's the God of the Bible. Your consciousness is the potter in Jeremiah, shaping your physical world, all your physical world experiences. So it means that religion externalizes God, okay? Spirituality recognizes the source, which is consciousness, as the ground on which both religion, science, and all kinds of, things rest. Okay? And I've seen an argument where people say science is superior to spirituality. Now, the reason why anybody can say science is superior to spirituality is because the person does not understand or do not understand that religion and spirituality are two different things. The person models up religion and spirituality, and that's why you could say science is superior to spirituality. But you can actually say that science is spiritual to religion, is superior to religion, but not spirituality. Because spirituality is experiential, okay? Is a phenomenon that takes place within you. And that's why the Bible talked about the kingdom of God is within, Christ, the hope of glory is within, he that is in you is greater than he that is in the world, etc., etc. So there's no way science can be superior to spirituality, because spirituality is the very foundation that makes science and even religion possible. What do I mean by that? Let's understand what science truly means. Science simply investigates the laws of cause and effect in the external world. It studies patterns, measures results, validates truth through experimentation. It uncovers the outward expression of consciousness. Take note, science, so you see all of these things it studies, all of these things it investigates, it measures, all of the patterns and all of those things are patterns that are built out of consciousness. So what science does, it focuses its study on what? On the byproduct or the product or the localization of consciousness. Basically, the form. And form comes out of consciousness. And even science themselves, modern physics, have even discovered this phenomenon, that there is a cause beyond the physical world of effect. And that's why, such discovery was out of double slit experiment, okay, where they found out that the collapse of wave function is what we call the matter, the physical, visible world. And for that collapse of wave function to be, an observer would have given it direction. So what that means, the direction observer has given it is that the wave function collapsed based on the observer's thoughts and emotions. So you see how consciousness is responsible for the physical world that science studies, performs experiments, measure results, etc., etc. And that's why if you go back to the Bible, it tells you in Proverbs, 23 verse 7, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. Every invention, discovery, principle begin first in the imagination before appearing in the lab or in the world. Science is therefore the study of what spirituality brings forth. That's why the Bible said, Jesus said, I come forth from my Father, and to him I go back. I hope with this, you've been able to understand what religion is, what spirituality is, and in comparison to science, which is superior. Quantum physics has clearly, through double slit experiment, has clearly told us that the effect we see, which is the collapse of wave function, is as a result of what the thoughts and emotions of the observer. And religion is a different ball game on its own, which you already understand. So make the judgment for yourself. Join us every Sunday at 9 a.m. on Genti Facebook page and the Foundation IP YouTube channel, where we reveal this level of truth. See you this Sunday.